Hey, I know I have a poll right here. I wanted to get on and say hi and introduce myself. I am Tasha, and I may or may not be the person who added you to this group, so I may or may not be your designer. I am slightly distracted just for a second. I am trying to get the live pulled up on my computer so that when we start working, I can see what you guys see with my poll, with my tripod. So let me go ahead and get that started. Hi Narissa, I know you have questions. So we are having a little bit of a lag just because I'm trying to get it up on my computer so that I can see what you see when I hook you up to the tripod. So a little bit background information. The company is Couture. It launched in July of last year. I have been with the company since July. So shortly after launch, I signed on, built a team of, I couldn't tell you how many because people fall off at the quarter marks. They fall off. Some people just don't meet their PV requirements, which isn't very high. Or, you know, it just didn't entertain them. Or, you know, we had some hiccups right at the beginning of the company launch where people were upset. I don't know. Shipping was slow or something. Anyway, so I've been with the company since July, and as a consultant slash designer, we're called designers, you get a 40% product discount. So anything that you order is 40%. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. I'm trying to get this pulled up so I can look at it. You also get a transfer every month for your $20 fee that won't be released to your customers until the following month. So we got one in so today's the first. So today's launched, and it was, I don't have it because I actually gave it to one of my designers, but it was a bike and it said enjoy the journey. And if you look back on the page, you'll find people that have used that on different surfaces. So we get one every month for the $20 fee. You also have a point of sale app, so you can upload your finished products to it and you can sell your inventory out of it. And it has a credit card thing and all that right on it. So it's kind of like Square, except for it's specifically made for Couture designers. The wonderful thing about making your own products is that you are able to sell them wherever you want and for how much ever money you want. Whether you are a designer or not. So even as a customer, if you bought transfers and ink and you were going to make a pillow, you could do that, and then you could sell it for the amount of money that you wanted, and you can sell it wherever you want. And the really great thing about the company is that it's super versatile in the fact that you can do so many different things with it to make money. For example, we do make and take parties, vendor events. I know I'm looking at the screen and trying to vendor events. You can sell online. I mean, you can build a team. You can not build a team. You can do it just as a hobby for yourself. And I've done that too, where I've decorated my own house in it, and you're about to watch this actually. So today I wanted to demo, I demoed chalk paste in the group not too long ago, and I made a project with it. And today I want to do a pillow for my daughter's room, which is Trolls. So it was a little bit, I have to pick the right color schemes. So we have at Couture, we have a few mediums that we sell, and pillows just came out in February, but they come like this, little canvas pillows that you would have to find a pillow to put in, obviously. But little canvas pillows like this. So my plan is to work on that today, and I want to put the large, be a pineapple on it, with little pineapples in the corner. Now the great thing about our ink is that some of our ink is metallic, and it's really cool looking. So one of the things that when you first start you want to make sure you do is you want to write back on the backs of your products, because otherwise when you go to put the backings back on them, if you don't have like a display book, you can be putting it on the wrong side and it will destroy your transfer. So what I am doing is simply cutting it out so that it's easier to work with. You don't want to have this big transfer when you're only looking for certain parts of it. I'm looking at the video as it's playing, and I wish I could do this the whole time that we were on camera because you guys are at a weird angle. Okay, so, and I wrote back on the back of this. You're going to want to write back on the back of the pineapple. It says, be a pineapple. And then there are, it looks like they're slightly different sizes. Like this one's the biggest. There are 3 little accent pineapples. And I don't know that you're supposed to cut them, but I'm going to. Because I want the big one down here. And I'm going to write the back on the back of that one too. Because you want to make sure you get the right thing on. Okay. So another thing that we sell at Couture, which came out with the inks, are these big pads. So what they're for is they stop the ink from going through your pillow, for example, to the other side, or your shirt, or whatever it is that you're designing, to the other side. So I haven't used this one yet. And then I always keep a water basin when I do inks so that my transfers can go right off of the pillow and into the water basin. I'm actually going to hook you guys up now to the tripod, and you'll have to excuse my non-polished fingers. And then I'm going to a little, make sure that you guys can see right. I know you guys are going to be like, what are you doing? But it works out better, I promise. Alright. So this is my little work area. It's a little messy. You'll have to excuse it. I'm down here quite a bit, and I do a lot down here. So even to clean up for lives is sometimes pushed to the back burner. I don't know that I wanted you guys to see my messy basement floor. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see. I think so. I'm looking at it too, and it looks pretty. So this should fit right inside of here, and it'll probably have to be folded and then placed out. But like I said, I haven't even used it yet. So it's adhesive too. Can you guys see okay? There we go. See my water basin over here? So as I said, this is going to be, my plan is to put this in my daughter's room. Her room right now is Trolls, and it's painted pink. So I had to be kind of careful on what color scheme I was going to use. So this comes right off too. Now you'll want to keep this because you'll want to put it back on. Just a plastic insert thing. So I'm going to fold it just a little so that it could fit in here. Oh, it doesn't look like it's going to even fold nicely. Alright, well that's fabulous. Like I said, I've never even opened it. I always use the smaller ones because I've never made anything this big yet. I would just put a water. It's literally, Narissa, a cookie sheet with water in it. Like that's literally what it is. And I just leave it there. A water basin is what I call it. Because when I'm all done, I'm going to want to wash my transfers off because they are reusable. So you wash them off real good, and then I'll show you. So you wash them off real good, and then you put the backings back on them so that you can use them again. Oh, I got it in. Look at that. So then you want to make sure that this area is super smooth. Because if you put the transfer on it and there's these bumps, it's not going to be a flat surface like it should be. You can zip it if you want. I mean, I don't know that it really matters. Let me pick this up. Okay. So I always make sure all the little bumps and grooves are somewhat out. It would probably be really good to iron them before you started, but I did not think about it. Because you do have to iron them after you're done to heat set it all. Okay, so this is where the zipper is going to be. So we'll probably want that at the bottom, right? Okay, so then you're going to pick a spot where you're going to put your pineapple. And I was thinking about doing this. And then maybe even the small pineapple down here. Maybe nothing. So you're going to want to make sure you put it in the center. Okay. And these are adhesive and they come right off the backing like this. And they're sticky on the back so that they stick right to your medium. And you stick it on and make sure it's smooth. I don't like to do too smooth because then when I go to pull it up, it's harder to get up. You know what I mean? Like if you really push it into the fabric, it might get stuck. Hey Narissa, can you hear me okay? Then I decided I didn't want to do one color, but I wanted to do 2 colors for the big pineapple. One of the things I do recommend doing is, and I don't have any painter's tape, but sticking tape right below your transfer on your canvas pillow or whatever, because ink is permanent. Okay, good. I wasn't sure. My humidifier, my dehumidifier is running in the corner, and sometimes that makes it hard to hear me on a camera that's 50 or 10 feet in the air. Now I'm getting my tape stuck, of course. Okay. So the reason, oh, I'm out of tape. The reason I do this is because then when I push the ink, if I accidentally hit the corner of the transfer, it goes right onto the tape and I can just move the tape off instead of having it on my pillow because it is permanent ink. Okay, so I decided to use 2 different colors this time around. And I'm going to take them off of here. And I'll just scoot over a little so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing here. But I didn't want to, I don't want it on the ink, so, or on the, so I think because I'm out of tape, I'm going to improvise here and put this little transfer backing on the back and push it back down. And then I just have to be careful up here not to get it anywhere. Okay, you want to make sure it's stuck on there because ink is a little bit runnier than paste. Okay, so I picked the coral color because we don't have any like bright pink like Poppy's hair would be. So I picked the coral color and then I picked a yellow. I do giveaways, Narissa, online. I actually have a business page too. This is a little different. This group is different. And this is one of our team groups that we use as a team. But yes, I have a business page, as do all of the designers on my team, I believe. So we all have business pages and we all do giveaways and all kinds of stuff. It's just like any other network marketing, except cooler. So I'm going to take my little baby wipe, put it over here. Okay, and then this is how large the small transfer actually is. Do you see it? Okay, but we, for whatever reason as designers, have found that it's harder to work with the smaller ones, or it's easier to work with the smaller ones. So I'm probably going to use this one right now. And there's so much ink in here that I'm just going to use the top. Grab it, and what you want to do is actually not start in the middle, but start up top and spread downwards. That way the ink spreads evenly. Ink's a little bit different than chalk. Chalk paste is super thick, And this ink is not super thick. So I try to make sure that I'm spreading evenly when I'm spreading. And this is the first time I've actually made a pillow, so we've had them since February, and I bought them in February. I just didn't use them right away. My plan is to get the top in this coral color, and a little bit of the bottom like it is right now, and then add the yellow into the other side. Because there are so many different methods to mixing your colors. So you just spread it across. And luckily with ink, you don't have to work as quickly. I know chalk sometimes will dry up on the transfer, so you got to work a little bit quickly. With ink, you don't have to as quickly because it's a little bit runnier, not as thick. Okay, so I'm going to leave that like that, and then I'm going to wipe this off. Hi, Amanda. Ooh, I just stuck it right in the ink. That's not good. You want to be careful when you're working too, because you don't want it all over yourself. Okay, so I'm going to take some of this yellow and do the same thing. Mix it in there a little. And it's so easy, you guys, and it just smooths right over. And the inks and the paste last quite a while too. I've had a few people ask me about like length of time. Like, we're ordering paste and they're this much money. How long are they going to last? And I can't give you a definite answer, but mine lasts quite a while. Although I'm quite frugal with my paste, and I make sure that I spread it thin so that it dries evenly. And I also make sure that I scoop up excess. Okay. So I'm making sure that I'm pushing down here because it's a little bit... Okay, see how I put the tape there? And it's a good thing because I needed to in order to smear it the right way. So I'm going to go across really quick one last time here to make sure that my whole pineapple has color. Whether it's yellow or the coral, I want to make sure the whole pineapple is getting some color. Okay, and then when you pull up, your instinct is going to be, well, let me close these, because what I don't need is to wear coral paste on my shirt. I'm going to have to start doing my nails now that I'm live all the time and people get to see my fingers. Before I had the tripod, you mostly just saw my face. So now I have the tripod and you mostly see my fingers, so I feel like now I have to do something with them. So your instinct is going to be to pull from one side. So I usually start from one side, but I end up pulling from the middle. Like, I'll pull it up right here and get a good... And then I try to remember to pull right from the middle. And the only crappy part about using tape is that you have to get it off after. Okay, and then the transfer, I'm going to stick it right in the water basin that I was telling you about. Which is, like I said, there is literally a cookie sheet with some water in it. Pull up this tape. So far, my pineapple is done. I'm not even sure how well you can see it at this point because of how far the camera is, but... So it says, stand tall, wear a crown, and be sweet on the inside. And my daughter is going to be 5 in May. And like I said, her room is trolls, so the color scheme was a little hard to pick. Okay, let's see. Will it be ruined if you mix them? Like if you put the yellow over some coral? No, look at it. No, not at all. The good thing about it is it really is this really versatile thing. So on my business page a few weeks back, I actually made, I'll show you. Just give me 1 second. Let me get this soaking the right way. Okay. I actually made a t-shirt for my son too, Narissa. Probably because I'm using selfie. So it's not backwards really, but I'm using the selfie mode on the camera because that's the easiest way to go live. So probably it looks backwards, but it's not. It's not backwards. It's right. It reads left to right. Where's the one that I already made? Here's this one. I'll show you. I'm actually Narissa, 5.5 months pregnant with a little boy, and I made this the other day. Where is it? There you go. It's got a little cactus on it, and it's at like a 1 to, or a 0 to 3. So it's not backwards. It just looks backwards because I'm on the wrong mode. Okay, so like I said, the ink doesn't dry as quickly as the paste, so I'm used to being able to move much faster. But the ink doesn't dry as quickly as the paste. The paste dries pretty fast. So far, I'm really liking the pillow, though. Okay, so next you're going to want to put the pea of pineapple somewhere. So I was thinking here. Thanks, Narissa. I really like it, too. I think she's going to like it, too. I try to do the girl power thing with her. She's my only girl. And the one that I'm having next will be our last child. And so she will stay our only girl. So we try to give her the girl power, girls can do anything, while also being respectful kind of thing. So if you're not watching right now, hopefully you're catching the replay. So you just take it off and stick it on. You got to be really careful with these letters because this ends pretty low. And I had picked a blue because I don't know if you know anything about trolls, any of you who are catching the replay, who are not catching the replay. But Poppy's friend Branch, he has blue hair. So, and I don't want to set anything on top of this yet because it's not dry. So we're going to use a smaller, I should probably just not, but we're going to use a smaller squeegee this time. Remember I told you I cut them. I'm going to start at the top and spread downward. I'm hoping it doesn't smear it in under the... Trying to be very careful. With the paste, which I'm not doing, I'm doing ink, but with the paste you can get it on anything and like wipe it up. With the ink it's permanent, so I try to be super careful when I'm using it. Now we do have a few girls on the team who have Etsy shops, and so that's kind of cool. They sell their finished products on Etsy. The ink also, Narissa, and anyone else who's watching the replay, also works on ceramics that are bakeable. I don't have another bake safe, because you can use the ink and then put it in the oven to heat set it, and you have yourself some customized like coffee mugs, or if you can find like wine glasses or and once you're sure you got all the screen covered, you scrape it a little while you scrape it. You just got to be careful because it's permanent. Just wipe this off, and then I'm super careful with the ink too because I don't want it on my clothes. So I always make sure to close it and get it all squared away before I move on to my next step, which isn't always the case or chalk. Isn't always the case with chalk paste. Okay, so. And then I just stick this in the basin too, although there's not a ton of room in my basin right now because my other pineapple is in there. So be a pineapple, stand tall and wear a crown, and be sweet on the inside. Now you have to find something to stuff it with, or maybe you have pillows that you do stuff it with. We don't have a lot of throw pillows in my house. We have kids, and I don't know, we just don't. So my plan was next to add a few accent pineapples with the little pineapples right here. Where are they at? Here they are. I'm not sure that I want to, though. What do you think? I know Narissa's watching. I have another viewer, but I don't know who it is. It doesn't tell me. I was thinking about doing, I didn't realize they were this big though. You know what? I have smaller ones. These flowers that are just hanging out up here because I am really crappy at putting them away. I could do flowers. I was going to do them gold though. I have small pineapples I think somewhere too. Because there was a smaller, and I'm not sure it's still available. A smaller pineapple transfer? I don't think it is still available. I think it's retired. A smaller pineapple transfer that had everything about it was smaller. Excuse me. Oh no, it looks like it wasn't. It didn't have the. It was just a smaller version of it. See? It wasn't. Okay, so I will do some flowers, I guess. Let's do. I still want to do gold though. Okay, I'm still going to do gold then. Because I still want to. Although I think that the gold, I think we're going to do silver. Look, we have this pretty metallic silver. We're going to do some silver flowers. Just like here, here, and here. Oh, I could do her initials. That wouldn't be a bad idea at all. And I have the lettering to do that. See, you're going to be great at this. I feel like you're going to love it. You're even full of good ideas, Narissa. This is going to be something that's right up your alley, girl. Now, one pretty awesome thing about this is you can customize your stuff. I'll show you actually. Now that you've recommended I put initials on it, I'm actually going to do that. You can customize your things to say what you want, to look like how you want, and if you don't have a transfer that you want, you don't necessarily need it to be a transfer. You can totally mix and match your stuff to get what you want. I kind of like it. So I'm going to put another one over here. Oh, I'm going to have to rub my hand right on it. To get it to stick. Alright. I still like it. It didn't all come off because I didn't push hard enough, but I still like it. Okay. And then I do have, you saw when I went through my book, I do have lettering. And I could totally do her name or initials. I think I might do her initials. I'm not sure I'm going to do her name. Her name is long. I think I'm going to do her initials. But do you see how pretty the silver is right here? And it dries that way, and it washes that way too. It's really pretty. It's a very pretty, pretty silver. I do have it on my hands. I didn't get any on my shirt though, so that's good. So I don't know if this is something that you would be interested in if you're watching the replay, but if it is something that you would be interested in, even just purchasing something to make for yourself, you can, through the designer who added you to this page. Everybody has a designer who's on this page that they have either spoken to or have been added to by the page, or everything. Everybody has one. So it's just a matter of finding yours. And telling them you would like to order, and they can give you the website to order from. Gold? I think so. I'm going to show you guys all the different coolness that is on, and that is available to you. There's my L. Her name is Liliana. And her middle name is... I guess I don't know what you're asking, Narissa. You can use this stuff anywhere. Really. See, the thing is it doesn't dry as quickly as the paste, but it's permanent, so for the wood design. I'm not sure what you're asking. I have woods. I have ones on wood. This is painted wood. And then we have chalkboard. Chalkboard. Oops. And then actually, what else do we got here? This is tile. I have all kinds of things. You can use them on anywhere, really. I mean, really, you're not going to find a whole lot of places where you would be worried that it wouldn't work. And it's a matter of figuring out how... The ink is a little bit harder than the paste. The paste will wash off, which if you're looking for something just to design, then whatever, you wouldn't have a problem with it washing off anyway. If you are looking for a permanent thing, I encourage Krylon spray or Mod Podge or something similar to those, so that you can make it permanent, because that is a possibility. I also use canvases, painted canvases we use. I'm trying to think of all the weird places I put it. I put it on my wall, on my door wall. There's some on my mirror in my bedroom. There was one girl on one of the teams that I'm on who painted or pasted her horse's like thigh, not thigh, like side butt. I think she just wanted to see if it would work. It did, by the way. It worked. I mean, I don't know how long she had her horse walk around like that, but it did work. So we have one more letter to do. And then we've got some initials, and our pillow is finished. Now you just gotta iron it. So you gotta stick some parchment paper on it and iron it to make it permanent. And then you wash it, and it will look like it did when you made it. So it'll look just like it does today, even after you wash it. I have not had anything fade since I've made it. Now, for what it's worth, for those of you who are watching and watching the replay, today is May 1st, and we have a new designer kit that was released at midnight tonight, or yesterday. So the new designer kit, this is the first day that it's available. We have new transfers out of the Celebration collection that become available at 12 Mountain Standard Time, so it'll still be a few hours. We have brand new transfers coming out, and I think there's like 25 of them. What else? Narissa, do you have any more questions? I mean, you and I can always talk later as well, but do you have any more questions? Because it's possible that your questions are everybody else's questions. Okay, and then I always just let my stuff sit for a minute because ink takes a minute. That's still a little damp, and we did it a while ago. So I always just move it aside and let it dry for a while, and then I take the inside, a little sticky mat out, stick parchment paper on there, and iron it, and then throw it in the wash. but I always set it aside and kind of let it dry for a while. Like I said, ink takes a little bit longer, so with paste you can move. Alright, if there are no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and log off. I know I'm going to leave this up here, but if you are interested in becoming a designer or purchasing any of the new stuff or even the old stuff, please contact your designer. If you do not know who your designer is, you have a designer. She's on this page, and we will tag her to you so that she messages you and gives you the right links and the right information to order. Have a great day, guys. And thanks for joining me in the pillowing.